so hard to make up when we fuss, I just walk away. Oh yeah, keep my guard up when it's tough, cause we're never on the same page. Already know what it is, I got my issues when I'm with you, girl. I know I come with baggage, that don't matter. I'm just trying to show you action, so I hope my best is good enough. I don't wanna lose your love. No, I ain't never giving up. Giving up on us, cause we could be crazy in love. And if push comes to shove, I hope that's good enough.
Hey, Christopher, how you doing today? I'm a big fan. Pleasure to
Thank you,
speak.
Aries. How are you, brother?
Good, no complaints. I'm excited about this new music you got out here.
Thank you. We are too. I am too.
Let's start with Good Enough. That's such a solid track. What made you lead with that for the comeback of Christopher Williams?
Well, honestly, it wasn't my intent. My partner, Vincent Herbert, picked the record. Felt like it'd be an amazing joint for us. And then when I recorded it, it just all came to. It was like, yeah, we all are good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have good intentions, this is something that's going to resonate. Now, of course, the song is a love song. It's about relationship. But I think in any relationship, if you take out one or two factors, like if it's a partner and you take out eros, some of the same things can apply to every relationship in your life. You know what I mean? And obviously with the one you're intimate with, you bring eros in, and then that makes it different. And that eros, that soul sharing, makes your emotions different, because we're not the creator, we're just human. You know what I mean? So the closeness and the slight possession and the fact that jealousy could happen, or disappointment, or heartbreak, those are the things that eros will invite in outside of just loving somebody. But I just have always believed that love is love. There are certain ingredients that go in. But when you find a good relationship with love, I think you become a better father, better partner, better child, better everything.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I really like that breakdown. And
Because
then
I'm still somebody's child, and sometimes it takes my sister, Belinda, to remind me, like, Mom is 87, Chris. You can't go in there and just reprogram her whole mind. She still likes old westerns with all white folks in it, and there's nothing wrong with that. She hates organic anything. But that's my mother's mindset. So, again, you take that out, and wanting to do the best by my mom, because we really try to look out for my mom, because she looked out for us.
Yeah.
And sacrificed so much for us. And I was adopted, so that was the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
I never knew my dad. I met my mom. My mom was a bank robber, and she was a gambler and had a very challenging life, which made the beginning of my life really challenging. But I don't use that as an excuse to be angry or bitter, or to be volatile, or any of those things. And I always, whatever mistakes that I do make, I always say, I want to get better from it. This has got to be a lesson in this.
Yeah, it's a good word. And I have to say, as a day one fan, I'm excited about the new albums. I'm looking forward to War and Peace. What can fans say?
Just great music, man. I think, one of the things that we always say is, man, this feels good. And it just feels good to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And the music can make you feel good. It's an amazing thing, especially for people who love music. I don't care if you really create it or you're in the business. To do it, there's got to be something you love about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love when it makes you feel good. And War and Peace is just, not only does it make you feel good, but it's a humbling for an artist who's been away for 25 years. That these League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, starting with Vincent Herbert and B. Cox and Jermaine Dupri and Sean Garrett and Troy Oliver, my dog, Troy Taylor, who really is, like, for me, the iron that sharpens my vocal iron. Because as much as you guys are like, Chris, you have an amazing voice, this guy knows what to do with an amazing voice. You know what I mean? And he's just super talented. So again, humbled by the fact that Vince trusts me enough to bring in his friends and these people that are supernovas, and that he's in it. Like, I told this, I think, in an interview yesterday, but I'm going to repeat it. I've been in the wilderness so long. We had a conversation one day, and I said, Vince, no, I get it. I was like, no, if you would just get focused, I already know what would happen. And he was like, excuse me? He was like, yo, big bro, let me just tell you something. And I respected that because he was like, yo, you know I do this, right? I was like, I know, but I didn't mean it like that. I was saying like, let me rephrase the word. I shouldn't have said focus. I said, if you commit all the way, then I know where we're going because this was the alignment I was waiting for. And the interesting part of the story is me and Vince knew each other when he was 14, 15 years old. And I was trying to get out of my uptown situation and moving on to Giant. And I saw his love and his passion for music. I never met a 14-year-old had a whole staff. A staff of 14-year-olds. So he had a stylist, he had writers, producers, assistant, background singers, girl groups. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, I probably
Right.
can help you with all of this, but you can come see me whenever you want and whatever it is you're trying to do. If I can help, great. And it's amazing to see that seed time and harvest effect through this part of my
Mm,
life. These younger geniuses who are coming and saying, yo, you're still good enough. Not that
right.
I didn't think I was, but to hear them say it, obviously it's exciting. There could be a little, even like, like when Vince just called and said, yo, we got the top 5 record. We're like in the 95 percentile already. We just released the record on the 7th.
It's true.
It's now like the 17th. So again, I realized that it's my team who's busting their ASS as I am. And I got a team of extraordinary people. And I'm just grateful. I just don't, truthfully, like I just don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm having fun and like, I've been doing the David Ruffin for the last 20 some years. So excess the drugs, because I know when I say stuff like that, people are like, I told you he was a crackhead. Just want
Right.
to let people know I've never smoked crack. Okay.
Right.
So it's like I had a health challenge. My kidneys failed for the first time in my life, and I will admit that it probably had something to do with I was on a retired job in Vegas. We were building a gaming park with my brother Amir Bayen from Cool in the Game, and I was around a bunch of rich white guys who just like to gamble and have their fancy whiskey and stuff. And I had never been a drinker, so
Mm,
I started having drinks, and I dehydrated myself. I got sick. I got shingles first. I knew something was still wrong with me, and then November 5th of 21, I passed out. My roommates came home and found me in a puddle of blood. And no, I don't live with roommates. I have a home in Maryland, but my apartment in California, I'm not there a lot anymore. So I have roommates, and they found me in a puddle of blood. And of course, they rushed me to the hospital, and I found that I had kidney failure and a host of other things. And their plan for me was to leave the hospital taking 20 or 30 pills. And I just didn't see that being my life. Ironically, the first day I was in the hospital, I saw the life story of Teddy Pendergrass, my musical father. And
mm-hmm.
it just brought me to tears because I was like, here I am paralyzed like Teddy. And then to watch him make another record, but I was like, I don't just, and of course in my mind, I'm like, man, I want to make another record too. But I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to make it from a chair. Just being honest, I didn't want to make it from a chair. And then when I saw the performance at I forget, it was the big huge concert, Ashford and Simpson brought him on stage, but there were huge rock groups, everything. I think it was Life Aid or one of those huge.
I like it. Mm-hmm.
So Teddy comes out, crowd goes crazy, but it broke my heart to see that because I knew the powerhouse that he was. I
Mm,
had watched every move he had ever made. Like, I can literally mimic his performances. Like the one at Wembley Arena with the cowboy hat and the beater and the chains when he sings Lady. I'm dying to do that one day. And I will do it at the right time. But I've
right.
studied him and Marvin Gaye like a fine-tooth comb. And it broke my heart. And I remember that night I cried like a river of tears, almost to the point where I feel like the bed rolled out I was literally floating down the hospital corridor just in my own tears. And I was just, and I remember calling my good friend, my Jamaican mommy, Michelle.
Mm,
She was like, yo, whine like a baby. I was like, yo, I'm effed up. I don't want to hear that. She was like, you sound like, she's like, well, let me tell you something. What a baby do before I walk? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, him crawl. Get down and crawl. Be a man. Get yourself together. And I'll never forget that conversation for as long as I live, because
Yeah,
at that moment I stopped feeling sorry for myself. And
that's how
I was like, I'm not gonna look right. I'm not gonna look left. I'm gonna spend every day for the rest of my life just trying to do what I can do. And
that's the attitude.
that's what put me in the position to be in this receiving point. Because right now I just feel like I'm receiving for being faithful and to
Mm,
just being true to myself.
that's a real thing now.
You know, just because one group of people says this is who you are, they said we were monkeys. And I'm not talking about racism or any of that. I'm just saying what
Yeah.
they say, so many things that are lies and crazy stuff. You just can't take none of that stuff on. You just got to really live in your whole space as a whole person. And it takes work to do that. It
And
takes
then this,
individual work, not work looking at what somebody else, well, he did that, she did that.
uh,
Okay.
and then this new you, people are getting a chance to see on stage because you're doing some spot dates promoting this new project. What's the best part for you being back out there doing these dates and seeing these people and everything?
Honestly, singing good enough, man.
Hmm.
Waited so long to sing new music and to have a new record charting like this, and optimistic about War and Peace. And of course, I've never stopped loving my fans. They know that. Whether I was performing in front of 200 or 20,000, I go in and jump off the cliff the same way. I try to go out, give 150%, and I don't always get it. You know, and that's how I know the creator's involved. Because there's nights when I walk off the side of the stage and I'm like, damn, I blew that. I messed that whole up. And those are usually the best. You were amazing. You were this. And maybe it's just me in my own head.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
I think that there is a callus or some barnacles in my spirit that allow me to be this entertainer and enjoy myself when I get out there. And that's really it, man. Like, I feel like I'm home.
Yeah.
It's weird sometimes that I feel more comfortable on stage than I do other places. Not
Mm.
not my home, but other places. I'm just comfortable there. I love the smell of the wood. I love everything. Even when I get mad at tripping over the wires near the monitors, I'll be like, who the hell did these wires? But I know that they're under the gun and they're doing the best that they can to get the whole thing set up. And, you know, a lot of times it's taught me great lessons, because now that I'm not always the headliner, I have empathy for what the people going on
Yeah.
before the headliner go through. And, you know, we're all talented. God gave us these gifts. So, you know, I think that's what I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's the best thing to be excited about, the actual performing and seeing the fans. So I love that. So look, switching gears a little bit from the music, you are also an accomplished actor. So is there any plans for you to get back on the small or big screen? Because you know we want a New Jack City too. I don't know how it will work. We still want it, but
That's
yeah.
funny. That's funny. It'd be New Jack, the retirement gangsters. But no, we have a story called the Book of Akbar that is really about the new generation, not of New Jack. This story has nothing to do with New Jack. The only correlation is that Kareem comes out of jail.
Okay.
And I don't want to give the twist yet, because something strange happened the other day. Someone accused me of stealing my own idea that I tried to bring into the fold with with one of the television houses. So we are doing the Book of Akbar. Kareem will get out of federal prison. This will be a modern day account of perspective of how we see each other.
Yeah.
And from the first episode to the 100th episode, which is what our main accomplishment is to get to 100 at least. It'll go from what we used to see New Jack as to a modern perspective about oneself, who we
Mm.
are, how we should be operating out here. Just my story on it. So it's kind of like the street modern Kemet, where we look
Okay.
at each other differently. And I guess you could say that Akbar would be Abu Bakari 1 in hopes that there'll be a 2, and then there'll be a Mansa Musa. And then there'll be another person and another person, and we'll realize that we're all gods and goddesses.
Hmm.
We're not kings and queens. We're actually gods. But I know that feels good to people. But the truth is that it's like the it's like the passive thing that they've given us to say, we'll give you liberty and justice for all. Well, liberty means permission. It doesn't mean freedom. So again, you got to investigate what people are telling you to say and stop looking at the crowd and saying, I want to say it because the crowd is saying it. Or I want to do it because the crowd is doing it. You might be missing something unique and individual and good enough that will affect who you are and who comes behind you. Who are you assigned to be a blessing to? Who are you assigned to influence? And I think about those things. So
it goes with this time, this era, as they would say. This is the era you're in.
yeah, because with the internet stuff, you got to be able to weave this stuff out. It can really trap you, man. I mean, it's just sometimes the world, unfortunately, takes the shape of the world instead of a human. You know, we have people sick and dying and going through things, and people seem to revel in that. You know, I was laughing the other day because I was like, we were watching the case with Sean when he got sentenced. I'm like, there are a lot of people in the court, unfortunately, who are waiting to see which person would they become based upon his verdict. Mm-hmm. So if he comes home, I'm jumping back on the porch monkey bandwagon. But if he doesn't come home, oh, I'm glad that nigga's locked up. And I find that mortifying. Instead of praying, like, the boy's going through enough. No matter whether you had a bad dealing or you don't like him or you like him or you love him or you're in awe of him or he's your deity, whatever the case is, when are we going to learn to pick each other up and not knock each other down?
Yeah, I agree.
So if he comes out and goes, we won't stop again, then it's like, oh, I'm with it. You're going back out to the Hamptons.
Mm-hmm.
It's despicable. I made a different analogy with the great pastors that we have between Kenneth Copeland, TD. It's like they have a human experience, and it's like, oh no, they're not them anymore. TD Jakes went to a Diddy party. Kenneth Copeland said heaven and hell is in our mind.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he said something against the colonizers. You're going to hell. Do you realize what you're saying? He never said he denounced the creator. He denounced the system that created a creator. Right. The name of the creator, the name of his son, the name of where religion comes from. Religion is division. Jesus never even said he was a Christian. Not once. Not once. And I know that affects people. I hope it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. It may turn somebody off to the Crystal Williams thing, but I'm just love, and this is my perspective. It's just like in the book, 4 men gave the same account of Yeshua's life. Who's telling the truth? They all are, because each one had a perspective, a different perspective. But what I find interesting is at the end of the journey, all of them asked him, can you teach me how to pray? So after 3 years of miracles, you didn't learn how to pray. Which meant, to me, you were watching instead of absorbing and of learning. You were into the miracle, not the medicine to make the miracle.
Yeah.
You're into the worship and the praise, not into accepting the responsibility that God is in you. He put it in the book of Acts. He said, I'm not leaving a little bit of me. I'm leaving all the power I had. So what does that make you? 2 people believed him at the first gate of Beautiful. His mama told him he was a bum. The church told him he's a bum. Everybody said he's a bum. 2 people said, for silver and gold I do not have, but the engrafted power of Yeshua. Now stand up. Now, once he stood up, the whole church was like, oh, I'm with you. Miracle happened.
What it takes.
And then let's go back to the first thing he said. On the Sabbath, I made man and women in my own image, man and woman. So if God made you in his own image, what should I feel I am? A God? Yeah. Because what else would a God make other than a God?
I agree with that,
So
especially
all
when
these oxymorons about being a slave and a master and this and that, the book of Daniel has no, in modern society, that book should be taken out because there's a contradiction to the world. This man told Daniel to go get the greens, the chlorophyll.
right, right.
So all of this stuff is a lot of the things that shaped me into getting to the point where I could free one perspective, sort of like Bob Marley did, to realize I'm in this world and I sing a certain way, but the ultimate message and platform is about life and levity and being a blessing to people,
Yeah.
not sitting and be like, look at me, look at my Bentley, look at my Maybach.
But I agree with you 100% on that.
And there's nothing wrong with a Bentley and Maybach. I'm not saying that either. But look at me. I got everything. Look at me. It's corny and it's deplorable and it's unfortunate because a lot of these kids growing up are thinking that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Well, I've definitely enjoyed that. So thank you for breaking that down for me. Before we wrap, I definitely want to know what else can fans expect from you? Because we got the album, we got the shows. What else you working
Well, we're
on?
in Atlanta doing we're doing a lot of different photo shoots. I haven't taken photos in a long time, few years, and then before that it was a few years before that. So we're doing a bunch of photo shoots. We're doing 2 videos.
Okay.
Uh, we're doing, like I said, a lot of media. So I've been grateful that like everybody's allowing us to get on their platform and spread the message about war and peace and about the record Good Enough. And I'm hoping that the record really resonates, that each one of us really are good enough. We all have stuff to work on. We all have challenges, things that we want to improve in, but we all are really good enough. If we could just come to the table whole and human and in love, I think that things could get a little better. We think the government's going to fix it. When has government ever fixed anything?
Exactly.
The funny thing is these people who are fighting for government and so on fire for government, they don't even know how the government was formed. They know nothing about the Rockefellers and nothing. They know nothing about the 12 families, none of this stuff. Because if you did, you would not be saying this.
Very true. It's
They
that
don't
kind
even know how economy was created, this system called the economy, and why it works the way we do, why America is a corporation and not a country. Why
of.
everyone who's born here's birth certificate says you're owned by the Crown Corporation. So music and this record is a thing to make people feel good in all the midst of all this craziness going on. And it's
Mm-hmm.
all over greed,
Always.
controlling another man's soul and destiny, pillaging, killing, and raping people, putting children in duns. What do, like, again, and music is one of the factors I believe will heal. Stevie Wonder said it best. The only thing that'll cure hate is love. We got to start loving each other. We act like some kind of man, not humans, like some kind of reptilians or Tartarians or whatever. And all of this stuff doesn't mean bad or good, but we need to know the truth. I've traveled the whole world and I see these ancient buildings and I'm like, who built this? And I often look and say, the building was founded. Who found it? They said they built it. Then I think back to the other ridiculous things that they told me, like 10,000 slaves built the pyramids. You won't even tell us where the pyramids are. So how much porch monkey stuff are you going to teach us that you think I'm going to believe?
Right.
Milk will do your body good. Okay.
That's the word. Everybody got to do their own research.
Indeed.
But I definitely want to thank you for taking time out speaking with me. I have enjoyed this conversation. I can't wait to see you in concert. I've never seen you perform live, so I'm looking forward to that. And I can't wait for one.
I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, man. And thank you for everything, man. Like, again, I know we talked about a lot that didn't have to do with music. My intent is not to offend, but to display finally that I have a mind and I have a heart. I'm not just a singer and an actor. I'm a man first. And,
Mm.
you know, whatever you hear about me is fine. You can form an opinion from that. But if you're really going to get on my page and interested in hearing who I am and how I live every day, watch what I do every day.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what I do. You know, I've been blessed enough to see things in other people like Faith Evans. I don't talk about me and Faith's relationship, how she got to Bad Boy or any of that stuff, because my thing was to see my sister win. And that's what we're supposed to do, not
Mm-hmm.
for a return, because Creator will give you what you need.
Always. Thank
So,
you, bro. I
thank you,
appreciate
man.
the dialogue. You have a good one and you continue blessings.